Hello, is this thing on? Is anyone there?
Hello, it's me. Oh my God, guys, hello.
Oh my gosh, is that Claudia Dixon all the way in
Oh my God, it,
England?
it is me. Hello, token Australian cousin.
This is my English cousin, Claudia Dixon, tattoo artist
Hello.
extraordinaire, one of the last 100 people
Oh,
in England since the incident, of course. Very
I know.
tragic.
I feel lucky to be here, honestly.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised my radio could actually make the signal that far. Like the incident has hit here in Australia too. Not as bad, but it has taken down all of our lines of communication. This is I should mention, a tin can on a very long piece of string. Um,
Oh no, I'm pulling it taut.
welcome, folks, to Before Extinction, the podcast for artists by artists, right before the end of the world. Claudia, you are a graduate of Leeds Art University, known for its
Oh my
rich
God.
history, facilities, and famous alumni, such as the abstract sculpturists like Henry Moore and Barbara Hepworth. It's also known for controversial artists such as Damien Hirst. Coming from a classically trained background, what was your intention going into university? Going in, like, what was it? Why did you want to train at a classical university? And what have you taken from your experience at university into your work as a tattoo artist?
Oh my God. Well, you've done your research because like even I didn't know that. Jesus. Um, Well, well. As soon as Damien Hirst was on there, I'd kind of jumped straight foot. No, I'm joking. So I went to university because I wanted to originally do textiles design. Like, so that's for
Ah,
the viewers who are thinking of it. It's like making patterns for like bed sheets and wallpapers and fashion and stuff like that was what I was originally interested in. So flew over on the little plane to Leeds, which is up north of England, if anyone kind of knows about
because
that.
originally, before you were in Leeds, you were in a tiny little island that I too am from, Jersey.
I
Jersey's
know. It's
Jersey's
big
known
up.
for its many arts, such as cow,
Yeah,
potato,
milk,
milk,
potato,
tax
potato.
fraud.
Yeah,
That's about it.
yeah, yeah. I love a little bit of tasty tax fraud.
Oh, it's. I mean, post-modern tax fraud, romanticist tax fraud.
Oh, you name it.
But you travelled to
Yeah, so
Leeds.
traveled to Leeds, and since I hadn't really been to England much before, I was like, oh my God, bit of a culture shock. Big tall like city skyscrapers. There's loads of
Yeah.
buses. There was Weatherspoons, which for those again who don't know is a British pub chain. That's a whole thing. So yeah, the university itself was like beautiful. It's big and golden. It's like a massive gold shiny rock. So I was kind
and
of sold really.
and so you started off practicing textiles. You come out a tattoo artist. How does that transition work?
Oh, so I was originally looking for a job like in the textiles industry, but all of I was applying. It was all in London. They
Mm,
were offering jobs unpaid for 6 months. You might not even get the job
yeah.
afterwards. So I was like, oh, do I really want to sell my soul to like make some polka dots for free? You know what I mean? So I had a little bit of like a time where I was like up and down. Like I did a little bit of teaching, I did a little bit of desk job.
Oh wow.
Hated the desk job.
E-
Yeah, no, some filing jobs. And I was like, it's just not fulfilling me. I was like, oh, I really miss like creating and stuff. So at the time I was getting like tattooed and I was like, hold on a sec. I really like this. It was like a little light bulb. I was like, this is my thing.
I guess you could
So
say
oh my
your
God,
first tattoo experience left a mark.
oh, a permanent mark scarred my soul, that's for sure. Yeah, so after getting tattooed a few times, I was like, oh my God, it ticks all the boxes. It's like wear your own clothes, draw your own designs, meet really nice people every day. It can be a
Wow.
little bit stressful, but yeah, I'm really happy with how it's going.
gosh, oh, I'm glad. Well, now talking about thick skin, just to change the pace of the conversation a bit, about 12 years ago, a shadow government invented a form of unique radiation incapable of killing organic life. The idea behind this was to create a nuclear bomb that only affected structures, benefiting from all the strategic impact of exploding your enemy's base without having to deal with the moral consequences of killing all the people. But how does a bomb go off without killing anyone? The strange radiation the bomb emits didn't have any recorded side effects at first. In fact, it actively helped people regenerate rapidly from the injuries of the explosion. But maybe they started regenerating a little too fast. Now, war zones are swamped with morphing, fleshy, unkillable monsters that turn other human beings with just a touch. How are you prepping before the wave of undead zombie mutants hits Old York?
So I myself am a big old zombie mutant myself, really.
Oh,
Got big old
really?
fleshy arms.
That's a
Yeah,
bit
I've
of a...
got big old fleshy arms, so you know.
Oh. Well, that's
But
unique.
there's two types of us. So I myself am, quite a sane, compassionate,
Hmm.
but then you've got the other type that are kind of, a little bit feral.
Yeah, ghouls, you'd even say.
Yeah, ghouls, absolutely. You can't even have a conversation or a pint with them, honestly. They're just
No,
a
I
bit
guess you could say there's a bit of a fallout.
took it too far.
Wait, so that's a
Oh,
bit of a change. So you became one of these radioactive mutants. Has
I've,
this impacted your social life? Has it impacted your work?
well, you get some benefits from it, really long arms and some muscular sort of things for swinging on, but
Mm.
with my work, it's been a bit difficult actually, like fitting through the doorways and
And do you
when
have many customers who are like mutants as
yeah,
well?
yeah, well, you kind of it starts slowly, like your fingers kind of go, and then your arms kind of go, and then next thing you know, your eyeballs are just popping out your head and your hair's falling out. But since that, um,
So so how does
but
inking work if the skin's sort of shifting on the body?
well, it's just kind of so I charge a little bit extra because I've got to use so much ink, and I've got to use super needles. These needles are like thick, hard, just to get in there, get under the skin.
Yeah, behind all the
It's
horns and spikes.
almost like a chainsaw, honestly. It's like,
Yeah. Well, now
um,
that's interesting because as a tattoo artist, there's typically no room for mistakes. How do you
mm,
deal with the pressure of altering someone's body, and how do you make sure nothing goes wrong?
well, this is a really good question because it was something that, like, not I struggled with at first, but when you're learning to become a tattoo artist, you practice on fake skin. It's kind of like what
On
nurses
fake
use to.
skin?
Oh yeah, I've got loads of fake skin. You should see my drawers. My bedside drawers are full of skin.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you can. Some people sew them together and stuff, but honestly, the skin is like what nurses use to like suture. So you practice on that
Ah.
first, get a little bit comfortable with it, and then here it comes. You've got to find a victim.
Your
You got
first
to find
living skin.
you got to find your first living skin. So I prowled around for a little bit till I found my boyfriend. Actually, my
Not a
my
boyfriend at
weak
the
and
time. In
vulnerable
fact, he was a vulnerable stranger who you.
weak and vulnerable man who kindly. So, anyways, I begged this man. I was like, please, can I do a little thing? And since this guy already had tattoos, anyways, very kindly was like, go on, crack ahead. I trust you. Cute Donnie Darko. I'm not sure if you've seen the film Donnie Darko.
Donnie Darko, giving it a quick
It's the rabbit.
Google.
It's really
Ah.
cool. It's so we did the little rabbit head from that, and it went really well. Bear in mind, I was holding this tattoo gun. I was shaking. I was like, "Oh my God, it's happening! It's happening!" Um, and he was just like, "You know what? In this time, he was like, go for it, do it."
Oh, that's good.
I needed someone like that for the first one. Like just do it. Don't be scared.
So then, with actual customers, is there any like strategies do you have to? I mean, I'm assuming
Yeah,
do you sketch it on their arm with pencil?
yeah. So when you come in, we do all the forms. We go over the designs we've already drawn up. then you print it with a stencil machine. So we've got like special ink, prints out a little carbon stencil. You stick that on you and you can move it, you can change it. It's very versatile. Once you're happy with it, then we get to work. I've got my little checklist of like, have I got everything? Tick, tick, tick. Have I got everything set out? Tick, tick, tick. Is everything happy? Is everything spelt right? Is everything
No,
looking the
no
right way?
rugrats.
No regrets yet. Oh my God, the stories I've had with people getting the wrong dates, people like, I want my mum's birthday. I'm like, yeah, that's fine, love. That's no problem. We can do that for you. Got the wrong year, didn't she? Like, I haven't personally done it, but people get the wrong years all the time. People get the wrong birthdays. Dad's getting the wrong birthdays for their children.
Oh
Mm-mm.
my gosh.
Before I was a tattoo artist, I worked as a tattoo receptionist, and we had this guy come in, and he was like, "I want my mum's and my dad's date births above my kneecaps. And it's my first tattoo." And we were like, "Yeah, problem, can do that for you." We put the stencil on. He's umming and ahhing about it a little bit. He's like, "Oh, I'm not sure. Is this life changing?" And we were like, "Look, mate, it's okay. You can take the stencil off and you can go home if you want. That's fine with like, no
Hmm,
pressure."
hmm.
And he's like, "We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it today." We do it. He's looking at it in the mirror. He's so happy with it. He's like, "Thank you guys so much." Goes home. An hour later, bring, bring. The phone goes. I pick it up. "Hi, yeah, it's so and so." I'm like, "Oh, hi. Is there any possible way you can change a 6 into a 9?" Oh, oh. He's only gone and gotten the wrong date, hasn't he? When stuff like that happens, your only option is laser, or we try and fix it as best as we can. But
Well, speaking of horror stories, I'm
oh, go
sure
on.
you've been hearing on the news, over the radio, on TikTok, on TV, about the last barriers of York. You know the giant barricades they put up to keep the feral,
Oh, our
mutants away
city
from the.
walls, yes.
Yeah, the giant ballasts. Well, I'm sure that you've
Yeah.
heard that the last barriers of York are being pushed further and further inward as the horde of radioactive zombies approach. They also seem to carry with them this strange radiation, and not only does it alter human people, it alters all organic material, changing
Oh my
entire
God.
landscapes and the beings inside of them. Wildlife creatures have joined this undead crusade: subatomic pigeons, feral ionized zombie cats. What animal are you most scared of if it were to be zombified?
Oh my God, what a good question. Well, I mean, you never catch a break these days, honestly. Um, I think it would have to be the swamp rats, to be fair. They come out of we've got big rivers in York. Come out of the come out of the rivers, big old teeth, big old shiny little eyes. These things are crazy. They're about the size of dogs, I'd say. I
Would you
can't
be more
believe.
scared of radioactive insects or radioactive like birds? Because one comes from the ground and
Oh,
one
the
comes from the sky.
pigeons.
The pigeons.
The pigeons. Yeah, they're not friendly anymore, the pigeons.
Instead of feeding them bread, you have to feed them like newborns. Now, unlike typical artists who paint portraits as signs of self expression, or cartoonists who design to entertain, tattooing is a deeply personal work. Personal to the customer, that is. What tattoos do you like to ink, and which ones are you always wary of, barring, of course, dates and numbers and misspellings?
Oh my God, I could go on and on about the red flags. So I'll start with the positives. What I love, 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 love about this job is I get so many people original ideas. I think I've got to do a crab this weekend. I've got a chandelier, which is quite a cool option.
Aww.
I've got some flowers. I've got some nature. I love doing like original, like natures and florals and anything a bit funky. Like I love doing it, which is super cool. It's always original. But when a few red flags is when people come and I'm like, they're like, "I'm 19 and I want something on my face." On their face. I'm like, no.
Because I'm sure the
Just because
stigma
people,
around tattoos, because old people used to say, "Oh, if you get a tattoo, you won't get
yeah.
like a job." I'm sure that stigma's died down, but obviously, facial tattoos are still
Oh, the
very.
stigma, yeah, the stigma's died down a lot, like especially because tattooing is seen more as jewelry now, accessorizing. But especially when you're so young, when you're 18, 19, and you're getting something, when people want it on their face and or the side of the necks and stuff, I'm like, oh, you gotta watch out. It's more the placement. than anything. That I'm like, oh, a bit of a red flag. That if you want to like,
Yeah.
on names, we get so many young people saying, I want my boyfriend's name, and I
Oh
go, oh,
gosh.
how long have you been with him? 2 months. I'm like, oh, maybe not. I'm like, if you come back, in 6 months,
Hmm.
I'll do it then. They never come back. I've just saved them a bit of money and I've saved them a bit of pain.
Yeah.
But yeah, we get at least two a week, I'd say, coming in wanting names. Boys or that. I once had a lad come in and he was like, can I get Chloe on my arm? And I'm like, right, how old are you? And he goes, oh, I'm 19. I'm like, all right. So why do you want Chloe on your arm? And he's like, well, I kind of done a bad thing. And I went,
Oh.
oh, really? And Chloe's coming back from holiday on Thursday, and I would quite like it if, I could surprise her with it. And you just know the bloke is cheated,
He's using it as
And I said,
diversion.
look, yeah, and I said, look, if you come back next week, I'll do it for you. After Chloe gets back from holiday.
Oh.
Again, he never came back and he never got it tattooed. So Chloe, if you're out there, I hope you I hope you're doing better.
Shout out to Chloe. Well, have you had to
Shout
ever
out to
like
Chloe.
redo any tattoos? Like, have you had to go over?
What you talking about, like when people come for cover-ups?
Yes, cover-ups, that's the word.
Yes, yes. When we get quite a few of that, sometimes it's little initials, if someone's got a little
Mm.
P or a B on them and they want them covered, we blast that over, or I get a lot of sort of the older gentlemen coming in like, oh, you're gonna have to cover Sharon on my arm. I'm with Chloe now.
I'm with Chloe. Oh god.
Yeah, yeah, Chloe.
It's a
Yeah,
connected
so
universe.
it is. I mean, like you said, there's only 100 people here, so the dating pool's kind of limited.
Yeah,
You
true,
got to
true.
take what you can get.
Yeah. Well, speaking of things blowing up in people's faces, did you hear that distant explosion? Do you hear that sort of rumbling mumble in the distance of an undead horde encroaching on your location?
Oh my God, now you mention it.
I'm so sorry, Claudia, but I think the
Oh,
walls of York have fallen, and now there's
oh
chaos in
my
the
God.
streets. What is your
I,
plan to escape?
I have no plan to escape. I'm here to defend my city of York. I've got my weapon. I've got my weapon.
Oh yeah,
It's
who are we
it's a pe-
wearing in terms of weapons?
so I've got a big old stick. got got a big stick with a kitchen knife on it. It's kind of like,
Mm-hmm.
again, running out. I'm gonna stand and defend for city and country.
For
I've got Chloe here with me. I was gonna say they're coming in rapidly. Big pigeons. I think a rat's eating someone.
Oh
Oh God. There
gosh.
goes Barry, honestly.
Well then, I suppose whilst you're still alive, I'll just ask you one last little question. Before the end times, when it comes to getting tattoos, what is your advice for picking a design? Should they mean something? Should they just be fun? How much research do you think? Sorry, I was just gonna wait for that scream to die down. How much research should you put into your inker?
So, I am very liberal with this. I believe if you want your tattoo to have meaning, go for it. Have as much meaning as you want. If you want a silly little cat, on a silly little skateboard, and this is just the design that you look at and it makes you laugh, it makes you happy, go get it. I am on the belief that, we're on this little floating rock once in your life. If something makes you happy, if it's making you laugh, and you're like, I want that forever. I want
Yeah.
that when I'm 8 years old. Go get it. I think life is too short to take yourself too seriously sometimes. And if a little friend's, drawn a design for you, if you just like the way something looks, you know, go get it. Life is too short.
Boy, don't we know it. Well,
Don't we know it?
on that note of life being too short, it was lovely to have you as cousin whilst you were still human, and even now, being a mutant abomination. It's lovely speaking to you, Claudia. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. I mean, if I see you again, I see you again. And if I don't, this has been a great few last minutes of my life. Thank you
Godspeed.
so much.
See ya.